Welcome to Gaming in the Garage. Today, we're going to talk about how Ghost Recon Wildlands closed beta was just sort of a mixed bag of blech. I am the Chivalrous Toaster here with...
It's the Dragon Warrior.
So, I want to like this game. We've said that we've done... This is the third video we've done. We're probably going to do one more right after the beta closes. We're recording this on Sunday, the day before. I think it closes on the 6th. I want to enjoy this game, but so far what I've seen in the beta has given me enough hesitation that I'm not going to purchase this game on release day. I'm going to wait at least a couple of weeks to see what reviewers besides IGN and GameSpot say. So we're going to be talking about how this game suffers, at least so far. We're not going to make any huge judgments of the game just based on 6 story missions in one of the 21 areas. It feels like it suffers from the Ubisoft open world problem. Then we're going to focus more on specifically what we think what is wrong right now and what we hope the full game brings to the table. But the game's fun. I don't know if you agree with me, Dragon.
To a point, I guess. It
has fun aspects.
I like the stealth. That's fun.
Yeah. The stealth, it's a very good recreation. I guess it's not a recreation, it was their game.
Not really, but yeah.
Of the Ghost Recon Future Soldier stealth, where there wasn't really a stealth mechanic in that game. The stealth was more just implied. It wasn't like it wasn't as stealthy as this, I would say. It was, in this game, it's much more required to do the stealth to complete things. In that game, you could just mess around and have fun. But probably the funnest part about this game is the gunplay. Mm-hmm. Just like in The Division, which was one of its redeeming factors on release day. The guns feel very nice. There's bullet drop on the sniper rifles, and it can make gunfights really challenging for you. And even if you're going in a stealth approach, figuring out how far your sniper rifle can hit or where you need to start raising the sights so you can still hit the guy adds a level of fun to the game. I don't know what you found fun about the game besides that. That was pretty much the best thing that I found in the game. Besides, you just saw that base jumping. Pretty fun.
I don't know. I felt like doing some of the missions was pretty fun. I felt like one of the missions I stole a car. I mean, it was fun. I got to break into the base. I like breaking into the bases, being stealthy about it. I know you didn't really get it too often, but I got a rainstorm during that, and that was pretty cool. I was able to kind of sneak around. It wasn't as cool as what they touted, but it was still kind of cool.
And it is fun. I got one when I was assaulting a Unidad base. I think that's what the purple guys are called.
Yeah, the police force.
Yeah. And I was able to almost walk right next to them to kill all of them. I didn't have to sit there and run around the base 5 times killing people with my sniper rifle. And that added a level of fun. But the fact that they're so rare and...
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
I don't know, it was just... I got like 1.
Yeah, I think I got 2.
Through the whole time.
I got 2.
And I played like 6 hours, and you played almost 3.
Yeah, and I got 2, and you only got 1, so...
And we pretty much did everything.
Pretty much. There's not a whole lot.
I'll probably finish it up today or tomorrow, depending on if I feel like it. There's one more story mission. I just kind of am done right now with it. But that really brings us to the problem that I have with this game, is it suffers from being a Ubisoft open world.
And that's a problem that I think people have mentioned quite a bit from other games, but not this one specifically.
Well, and I think they're looking at this game through rose-colored glasses.
I think so.
They're seeing this game because it's so hyped up. Mm-hmm. And because there's not any major issues like the Division on the beta. The Division's beta was so terrible that even up until its release, that's all people talked about. Mm-hmm. Even though it released fairly smoothly on like the PC, it was pretty smooth. It wasn't.
I mean, it played
terrible.
Fine. Yeah, it didn't have the issues.
Watch Dogs, same problem. Yeah. Terrible on release, but this doesn't suffer from those problems, and I think that's why they're not talking about that as much, because their standards have been lowered for these big Ubisoft open worlds. But it makes one of the worst thing you could do in an open world. It's boring. Mm-hmm. It's fun to do some things. You can get into a helicopter, and if you have the parachute thing on, you could be flying the helicopter, driving it, and just jump out.
And I did that actually during one of the times I was getting chased.
It'll like spin out, and all your teammates, your AI teammates, will jump out. That's really cool.
It was pretty fun.
But the side missions and the story missions feel similar. There was one where you had to steal a plane, steal a helicopter, steal a car, and then bring it to a rebel base.
Yep.
There was story missions where you had to steal a car, tag a convoy of cars that you had to track down and shoot. There wasn't a whole lot of story behind the story missions.
Nah,
and there wasn't a whole lot of interest behind the side missions besides you needed to do them to level up. And that's a really crappy reason to have to do the side missions. Every time I would unlock a new area in Watch Dogs, the side missions were so much fun. I'd go do all of those. I did almost every single side mission before I beat the story because the story sucked. Mm-hmm. This doesn't have either of the interesting things, story or side missions. Far Cry had a great story. Mm-hmm. I almost never did any of the side things. I rarely hunted animals unless I was desperate for, like, to hold 10 more arrows or whatever. I rarely did that because I loved the story so much. Mm-hmm. Watch Dogs, I just talked about, had the opposite problem. This does neither of those things for me. And
similar to the Division, unfortunately.
It really feels almost like the Division in a different scenario. Mm-hmm. I mean, the story is almost
ripped from Far Cry 4.
It's sort of. It just feels like a bland action movie.
Yeah.
The main villain's name is El Sueño.
Like a B-list one that stars like Luke Wilson.
It's not
all that original.
Yeah. And
gameplay or story, unfortunately.
And I don't know why that is, because Ghost Recon Future Soldier did some really cool stuff. They brought the sync shot back, which is cool. They brought the just myriad of tools. They're like the drone. And there's like a bunch of grenades that aren't really, you can't use them yet because you have to unlock them. Then there's the different night vision goggles. There's night vision, there's thermal vision. They brought all that back from Ghost Recon Future Soldier. But it didn't translate to open world. I almost feel like this series is better in a linear or more linear style. Ghost Recon Future Soldier allowed you a bunch of different options to completing a mission, just like this game does. But I feel like it works better with linear mission styles.
So, I mean, one thing to note is that you are a pretty big fan of the Ghost Recon franchise, right?
I haven't played Ghost Recon Online.
And so, yeah, I mean, you've played pretty much all the Ghost Recon games, other than, like, the really, really old ones. But I think why people don't point out a lot of the flaws is maybe that they got an open world game and that's what they wanted. They didn't want Ghost Recon.
And that's disappointing for me to know that a lot of people that are probably interested in this game didn't play Future Soldier.
Probably not.
Didn't play Advanced Warfighter, which those games were really hard. Mm-hmm. Even on like normal difficulty. Those were difficult games. This game is easy peasy. I had to raise the difficulty one of the things that I found you could do is if you died in the middle of a bunch of enemies,
Oh yeah.
your AI teammates would like take steroids and go kill everybody. But if they so much like stepped wrong while you were still alive, they'd all die. So it's just it feels shallow.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
It feels like there's a lot of things, a lot of pretty things, but none of it's meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really hard for me to say. I know every Ghost Recon Wildlands video we've done has been somewhat negative, but I'm only negative and critical of this game because I like the franchise.
And it's not what you wanted for the franchise.
No, and I've never got how the people who really liked the Call of Duty series felt about the new ones until
Infinite
this.
Warfare. Same thing. I didn't necessarily feel the same way. And that's one thing I can kind of talk about, and kind of a game that I'm critical of now that I didn't want to be necessarily, is Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. That's probably my favorite franchise other than maybe Kingdom Hearts. I love Call of Duty. It was the first 360 game I ever played, was COD 4. I love Call of Duty. But when the new one came out, and like Black Ops 3, I thought Black Ops 3 was the greatest Call of Duty game we've had in years. And then they killed it with microtransactions. And then they launched Infinite Warfare with microtransactions. And it's just mediocre in every other way.
And I think that's a great way to talk about this game as mediocre. It does several things well.
Mm-hmm.
The guns, the tacticalness of things.
It is very tactical. Backpacks.
There's a lot of character clothing customizations, not a lot of character customizations. But the clothing customizations that are there are cool.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of stuff. And that can be a good thing and a bad thing. In this one, it's kind of both. But other than that, everything in this game is mediocre. And there's a few things that I think caused that. And of course, we'll probably, if we end up getting this game, when it comes out, we'll probably update these videos and try and talk about this again. Because I'm hoping that the full game fixes these problems.
I just don't think a month is enough time to, though.
No, I mean, like, the rest of the story is really good.
Oh, okay.
But this game, you made me lose my train of thought.
Sorry. So I think one thing to kind of note is, so you got in on the beta, right? And it was one thing that you told me.
I was so excited.
You told me you were going to play all day. But what did you end up playing more?
I got Crashlands the same day, this indie phone game. It's also a phone game. I got it from Steam. I played that game for like 4 hours, and I only played this game for like 2.
On the day that the beta came out. That says something, Ubisoft. That says something very profound, that somebody who is a pretty big fan of your franchise... I mean, I did the same thing with the Infinite Warfare beta. When I downloaded that, I downloaded it and played a few games, but then I went back to playing Overwatch. I mean, granted, I love Overwatch, and it's probably one of my new favorite games, but still... I should have wanted to play one of my favorite franchises betas while I had limited time to.
And honestly, what I think this game is The Division again.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely.
You know,
I think they took assets from The Division to put them in here, and you can feel it.
To try and like end this back on topic, so we're not getting off, because I don't want to sit there and just dog on this game, because there is.
I don't want to either.
Things that I enjoy.
But
it feels like it's meant to be a co-op game, and they made the single-player experience bad on purpose so they sell more copies. I don't know if the reason is because they want to sell more copies. They made it more of a co-op experience, but there was people live streaming this for hours and hours, and all they were doing was just messing around with their friends. And that's fun in an open world GTA. I can watch videos of people messing around in GTA all the time. It's fun. That's not what I want from Ghost Recon. I don't want Ghost Recon to be the game you go play to mess around in. I want Ghost Recon to be a tactical shooter. And it really, Ghost Recon Future Soldier might not have had the best story. In fact, it was very similar. Kind of just a generic action movie storyline. In fact, one of the first missions you do is kill a guy who's dealing drugs. But that's just a quick mission that you do. I liked that. I liked the linearness of the game. Because, similar to Call of Duty, how it had a decent campaign in like Modern Warfare 1 and stuff, it was fine the way it was. They didn't need to innovate. You don't need to innovate, Nintendo, to make people interested in your thing. You just have to do things well. If you make an open world but you don't innovate at all, you just take ideas from other people or other things you've done.
Yeah.
But it's really good. People don't care. People don't care that it's not brand new stuff. But the problem is with this game, it just is not new enough. They're not innovating enough, but it's not good enough to just hold your attention with this. You need your friends. If you have friends who are planning on also buying this game on whatever platform you play it on, I say this is probably a must-buy if you are interested so far. If you've seen gameplay and you like what you see, then it's probably a must-buy, because I joined a public match and played it for a little bit, and it's kind of fun. But if you have a friend that you want to play with, this game is probably really exciting. Because you can like plan things and do tactical, stealthy stuff that you can't do with the AI teammates. But if you are a person who doesn't have any friends on the platform you play on that are planning on getting this game, on release at least, I would say to wait until full reviews come out.
I think that if this is any representation of the full game, I think this is like a $40 game. I think wait for a $40 sale. That's just me personally. I'm gonna try to eBay it close to release day, see if I can score it for $40. I did that with Division. We'll see.
So that's really all we have to say. We're gonna try and do. We're gonna maybe do another video, or we might just upload some more gameplay, just the gameplay, and we'll commentate over it and find things that we didn't like and we liked and try and showcase those. But this might be the last Ghost Recon Wildlands stuff that you see, because I'm just not enjoying playing the game anymore.
And that honestly
the
is
first couple of hours were really cool, but after that, the vehicle's controls are terrible. The air vehicle controls are horrendous. The characters are bland. The story is uninspired. The side missions are pointless unless you really want to level up. It's a sad way to make you want to do them. Finding gun attachments is retarded, and I hate it. Just wait to get this game, honestly. I know...
Just gonna concise say it like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know... I want to say that to not pre-order this game at all, but I know there's people already that have pre-ordered it and are just watching every video about Ghost Recon Wildlands they can find to validate their pre-order. And so whenever something negative is said about it, they dislike the video and hate in the comments. But honestly, a lot of those game reviewers who are talking about it didn't pay for that game, so they're not reviewing it based on $60 out of their wallet. They got a code for free from Ubisoft and are reviewing it based on, oh, we got this game for free. Oh, it's pretty fun. Wait until more reviews come out and read the negative reviews on Steam. I never just read the positive reviews on anything. Go find the negative reviews and read those, because people that don't like the game can offer valid criticism of it. And I just don't want to see people waste their money to get this game.
I think when people do, it kind of speaks volumes to Ubisoft and to Activision and to EA that you kind of like their games. And so they're going to keep making games like this. And if you like this, then speak with your wallet and buy it. If you don't like this, speak with your wallet and don't buy it. That speaks volumes. That shows them, okay, we can't make a bland open world. That's what it says.
So, that's pretty much all we have to say about this game, guys. If you like this game, tell us down in the comments why. Because I'd honestly like to know why some people like this game.
It'd be nice to get both, negative and positive viewpoints.
If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. We're not probably going to be doing any more Ghost Recon stuff. The beta ends tomorrow, or maybe today when this video goes up, I don't know. I wish this game was good. I'm really disappointed. That's all, guys. Catch you later.